What's up, Todoist gang? Lucas here, Todoist power user and productivity coach. Let's see what y'all want to learn about this tool. Can Todoist sync with your Google Calendar? And the answer is yes, it can, although I don't recommend this functionality because it forces you to pick a default time for those calendar events from tasks in Todoist. And that's just not realistic. Tasks can have vastly different times to complete, and I don't want to force myself to have a default time and change it afterwards. That's probably more work than not doing it at all. Instead, I recommend using Todoist integrated calendar. It has an upcoming view, and in there you can plan your tasks if they have a deadline or a start date down to the minute. Second question, does Todoist have a widget? And the answer is yes, they certainly do. And I make heavy use of these widgets for my Android mobile devices. I know they're available for iOS as well. What I do, for example, on my phone, I have a widget on my home screen that enables me to quickly capture new items into my inbox. But I also have widgets based on filters, which allow me to easily see a list of tasks that belong to a certain context. And sometimes those are paired with the device. In other words, my phone has a list of tasks that I can only do from my phone. Same goes for my tablet, which I use as my media consumption device. So my reading list as well as my watch list can be found from a widget on there. And that's just super convenient. You can click it from there, open whatever it is you wanted to read or watch, and then also mark it complete, all from within the widget. Number 3, does Todoist have a calendar? And the answer is sort of. I already mentioned it in relation to question number 1 about the Google Calendar integration. It does allow you to view upcoming tasks by their associated due date and time, of course, but it doesn't allow a full calendar view. You have to scroll down. You can select different weeks and days, of course, but you can't really zoom out as you would with a regular calendar. So you have to sacrifice some of that functionality that a real calendar has if you're looking to do it all from within Todoist. It is what I do, however. And in relation to question 2, I also have an upcoming widget, which is the list that shows me what is it that's going to become relevant in the coming days. Does Todoist synchronize across devices? My experience is easily yes. Once you're online and logged in on your account, on the same account, of course, across your devices, I've seen these tasks synchronize within a second most of the time. Does Todoist cost money? Well, they do have a free version, but for most practical use cases, you will probably need Pro. You can use the link in the description to create an account if you haven't yet. It's what I've been using for over a year. And it relieves some of those limitations that free has, such as the number of projects and various other limits. So for serious use, it's an investment, but it's not a big one, and it's definitely worth the money, in my opinion. Next up, does Todoist have a Pomodoro timer? And the answer is no, it's not a built-in feature, although they do have an integration with a tool called Pomodoro app. Like with many other apps of this nature, they're just glorified timers. And in the end, that's all you need. You just need a stopwatch, let it run for 20 or 25 minutes, whatever your Pomodoro interval is, do some focused work, and have an alarm alert you when it's over. To me, anything beyond that is just a gimmick. So that tool, I tried it, it's nice and all. It can link to a specific task and everything, or even a filter if you have the paid version. But to me, that's taking it too far. So no, it's not a built-in feature. Yes, you can connect it to an external tool, but then again, all you need is a stopwatch. Next question, does Todoist send notifications? And the answer is yes, it sends them both on email as well as push notifications on your mobile devices, even desktop if you want to. And you can set up the exact timing to your needs inside of the settings. Personally, I have a daily digest that I receive every morning for any tasks that are due today. And I have mobile notifications set up 10 minutes ahead of the task's due date. And you can also set up custom notifications for perhaps extra important tasks that you really don't want to miss. Can you share lists on Todoist? And the answer is yes. So what you can do is navigate to a list under projects, right-click share this project, and then enter an email address. Once they've accepted your invite, and of course they use Todoist as well, they can view the project, comment inside of it, and mark tasks complete. The next one I think was interesting. Can I email tasks to Todoist? And the answer is yes, to a degree. So if you use Gmail or Outlook, there's actually a natively built add-on that you can use to easily email items into whatever lists. Usually for me, that's the inbox. For other email clients such as Airmail, Mailbird, Mailplane, Missive, and Spark, there are similar third-party integrations available. If you use another email client though, the best you can do is emailing directly into a project list via its associated email address. You can find this address by right-clicking on a project and selecting Email Tasks to this project. Pretty limited in my opinion, because emailing into the inbox is one of the most crucial functions that I use every single day, because it's part of capturing new input. So if you really want to email into Todoist, you're probably going to need to use Gmail or Outlook to have the best experience. Can you add photos into Todoist? And the answer is yes, although it's not super intuitive. If you have a picture or an image that you already took or downloaded somewhere, you need to add it to a task via a comment. That's the only place where you can upload an attachment. However, once you've done that, it's visible with a preview as well. If you have a picture on your phone, for example, you can also use the share functionality and have it select Todoist. From there, it will create a new task and also add the picture as a comment to that task. So don't be surprised if you don't see it right away when clicking it. It's not in the description or in the title. It's always going to be there as an attachment inside of a comment. Can you use Todoist offline? Yes, and it will synchronize as soon as you go back online. Can Notion replace Todoist? In my opinion, not really, because I've tried out Notion and from what I saw, its task management functionality is vastly limited compared to Todoist. However, it can be a great addition to your productivity stack if you want to use Todoist only for tasks and Notion for building like a reference library for yourself, because it's one of the best information management systems out there. Can you export from Todoist? And the answer is yes. In fact, Todoist creates daily automatic backups, which you can download from within the tool. And once you've done that, you'll see a collection of CSV files, which contain your lists, tasks, and comments. Some tools, and I know TickTick is one of them, allow you to even import from Todoist directly. All you need to do is grant them access to your Todoist account. So if you were to move over to another tool, they just pull it directly from there without any manual intervention needed on your part. How to undo a completed task in Todoist. Go to the menu item with an encircled checkmark at the top right. From there, press Find All Completed Tasks. From there, you can select any completed task and press the checkmark again to open it back up. A drawback with this method is that you cannot search or filter for specific time periods. Alternatively, if your completed action is part of a project, you can go to it, press the three dots at the top right, and press Show Completed Actions from there. If your project is archived, press Archive Projects at the bottom of your project list, then right-click and press Unarchive to bring it back. Leave your Todoist questions down in the comments. Create your Todoist account via the link in the description if you don't have one yet. I highly recommend it. It's been my daily driver for over a year. And then I'll see you in the next video.